Professor Galileo, the Cardinal has arrived.
Thank you, Maria. Please, send him right in.
Galileo, my dear friend.
Cardinal Bellarmine, my grace, it has been too long.
Oh, enough with the formality. Some would say it is I who should kiss your ring.
But surely that could never be.
Whatever the case, you have become the most famous man on earth.
Cardinal, were it not for my friends in high places, no one would even know my name.
I'm not sure I agree with that, but your friend will be glad to know you have not forgotten it.
But of course.
Is that another of your telescopes?
Yes, and when the night falls, we shall aim it at the heavens. You will be astounded by my latest discoveries. I may have enough new evidence to convince even you, my grace.
I require no convincing.
Then you finally agree that the earth does in fact move around the sun, and not vice versa.
On the contrary, Professor, Copernicus cannot unseat Aristotle. And let me remind you, my friend, rejecting Aristotle is like rejecting Rome. Giordano Bruno was burnt at the stake for such acts.
Yes, by your Inquisition.
Galileo, you must understand. Your friends in the Vatican are simply trying to protect you from yourself.
No, but Cardinal, what I have seen with this simple device is revolutionary. I've seen wonders beyond imagination.
Really, does your new telescope see the hand of God?
Not his hand, my grace, but certainly his handiwork.
Careful, my friend.
Cardinal, in less than a decade I have built a telescope with 10 times the power of the original inventor's design. Just think of the possibilities.
Possibilities, yes, maybe later. Professor, we must discuss the uncomfortable business of my visit. As I told you in my last letter, I have this affidavit from the Vatican, and I must ask you to
Dear
sign.
Cardinal, with all the respect, we have plenty of time for the uncomfortable formalities. First, if you would be so kind, please indulge me. I have prepared a brief presentation in honor of your visit. May I, Your Grace?
But of course, my friend, you have earned this much.
Thank you, my Grace. Please, have a seat and relax. I developed the law of the pendulum and wrote my first book while I was still just a student at the University of Pisa. My research made me a very popular young man. Very poor, but very popular. Surprisingly, the fact that the law contradicted 2,000 years of Aristotelian teaching hardly raised an eyebrow in Rome. But in the 25 years since the pendulum, I have proven Aristotle wrong time and time again. First, at the Tower of Pisa, on the subject of falling bodies. Now, your Aristotelian scientists believed that the acceleration of a falling object was dependent on weight. When I argued this point, my Aristotelian colleagues laughed at me. Yet time and time again, I proved them wrong. Thousands witnessed, as I used an obviously ridiculous notion, and proved it to be ridiculously obvious. Who's laughing now? Then came my experiment with ballistics. Your Aristotelian scientist believed that cannonballs did this. Now, how does this make I proved them wrong, and my compass inventions finally made me a very wealthy man, because my calculations were correct, as is true for all of my inventions. Now, I did not invent the first telescope, but I did create the best. And when I entered the moon, I found I had proven Aristotle wrong again. He insisted the moon to be a flawless sphere with a smooth, glassy surface. Yet I have proven it to be covered with mountains, valleys, and craters, much like the Earth. So, if Aristotle is so wrong about the moon, certainly he must be wrong about the Earth. Look at the evidence I have compiled. There are satellites orbiting Jupiter that prove the Earth can carry the moon, as it also moves about the sun. And there are spots on the surface of the sun that prove it is not.
Professor, I have heard enough.
I even have a
You have gone
demonstration.
far past the limits of heresy. Don't you realize that you are questioning the infallibility of the Holy Scriptures?
No, on the contrary, my grace, I do not question the scriptures. I question their interpretation and their interpreters.
Who are you to question beliefs the Vatican has held all these centuries? Do you claim to be the voice of God?
No, my grace, but unlike you, I do not feel obliged to believe that the same God who has endowed us with sense, reason, and intellect intends us to forego their use.
But Professor Galileo, through all these, what are you actually trying to accomplish?
It is simple, you see. For the people, yes, I entertain them, but not with deceptions like magicians or fortune tellers, but with the truth. For this, they listen, they believe, and they thirst for more. And as for the scientists and scholars, for them I hope for a new era of enlightenment. We must understand and know that for all science, the key to good work is tireless and repeated experimentation, observation, and documentation until a theory has been proved or disproved. The truth, my friend, the foundation of divine intellect. And as for the powers in Rome, I pray that my work, my writings, and that of my colleagues and successors will dethrone Aristotle at the Vatican and the universities. This unholy Inquisition must come to an end, my grace. We can no longer presume to know the secrets of the universe based on ancient traditions. But alas, if one day I must stand trial in Rome, I will tell you exactly what you want to hear. I mean no disrespect, Cardinal, but I will give to Caesar what is his, and trust the truth to set me free. I, for one, will not burn at the stake. I owe this to Bruno, to Copernicus, and to all generations yet to be born. So today, I will submit to your authority, dear Cardinal. You want me to say that the earth does not move? As you wish, my grace, a pure sin warfare. And yet it does. You ask what it is I hope to accomplish by resisting. I, Galileo Galilei, desire to pursue the greatest cause of all, the freeing of the mind.